am a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
I'm a comedian.
And I'm unhappy. Let's make fun of some comedians. Now, technically, I'm a YouTube comedian, which, as I say that out loud, I can feel my lunch start to creep its way back up. So I know what it's like firsthand to solely run off the attention and gratification of others. So to do this, we're going to be watching one of Jubilee's new episodes of Odd One Out. 6 comedians versus 1 fake. Now, I've been wanting to do a Jubilee video for quite some time now, but I just have never been able to find an episode that I really wanted to do. Until now. This is the one that caught my eye, and I knew before watching it, it was going to be a good one. Just the idea of having to pick out of a group of 7 people who is not the comedian, oh my god, this will either be really easy or really, really hard. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but there are a lot of comedians. Like a lot. There's actually, and this is a fact I read the other day, there's actually more comedians on the planet than people. Because remember, comedians are not people and thus should not be treated as such. So because most comedians are bad, this might be the first episode of Odd One Out where all 7 of them are the odd ones out, and none of them are comedians at all.
Hello, everyone.
So where did everybody come from?
How funny would it be if this episode was just 30 seconds long because one of the participants is Brendan Schaub and he gets voted off immediately for not being a comedian?
Everybody from LA.
Sacramento.
LA, born and raised.
Yeah, LA.
I'm from the IE.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's a sad place to be, so you could be a comic.
I mean, at least you know.
Right away, this guy's definitely a comedian because it wasn't a half second after she stopped talking before he had to start rapid firing quips. Because you've got to understand, a comedian's job is not to have a conversation, but to let someone talk long enough for you to figure out something funny to say when you find an opening. You're gonna see some of these guys try so fucking hard as if there's some talent scout off camera looking for the next big thing at the Jubilee studio.
Where do you do stand-up at?
Kind of everywhere, like private events, birthday parties, friends, family, you know.
Nichelle said she does birthday parties and like family events. I've never let my family watch me do comedy, let alone round them up and spew jokes at them.
All right, this guy's clean. He's a comedian. You can't fake that kind of shame.
You just do sets in front of family?
Yeah.
That's my worst nightmare.
Well, my family is full of like comedians and crazy people, so.
Performing in front of my family, that's like my worst nightmare. Oh, well, I'm actually funny, so it's pretty nice.
When do you take your light?
2 minutes.
Light. Whatever they tell me.
The very first question, when you want your light, and she said, oh, just whenever they give it to me. I was like, that's not a thing.
When do you take your light? 2 minutes. Okay, when do you take your light? On fucking shit. I'm gonna make an early guess here and assume that Isabella is the odd one out because while I don't know what the hell they're talking about, I would have just copied what the first guy said. He said it so fast that I would have confidence he knows what he's talking about.
Anybody do improv?
Okay, he said that kind of funny. I think he's a comedian.
When did you start doing comedy?
I started doing it, I guess last year. I'm doing stand-up, but I've done it for probably 7 or 8 years.
Which is it, Isabella? Did you start last year or 7 years ago? Because those are kind of different answers. You know what, Isabella? I think you're full of shit.
But stand-up last year.
Ah, yes, my favorite part of the show, where to speed up the process, they kick on the heat lamps above them and start warming them up like a pizza at a CC's buffet.
She's very nice. She's very smiley, which is generally a red flag, I feel like.
She was all nice and smiley, and I could tell it was real genuine happiness, so that right there told me she's not a real comedian.
There's no way that she's getting a lot of work as a birthday comedian.
Okay, so this guy Eric talks a lot of shit, so I hope that we can see some of his material.
You're gorgeous though, girl. Stunning.
But you're gorgeous, girl. I just can't see you being funny at all, I'm sorry.
Me?
Can you, can you do one of your bits, but can you do one with a tag? Can you do a joke with a tag?
A joke with a tag?
How long you wanted to perform right now, bro?
Yeah.
So far, Eric is really big on terms, and the technical side of comedy is if he spent more time reading a stand-up comedy for dummies book than he has actually doing any comedy. Guys, while these comedians really stink, something that doesn't stink is the sponsor of today's video, Native. I've been using Native's products for a little over a month now, and I love them. Native makes great smelling and sustainable deodorants at a fair price. And Native's new plastic-free deodorant now comes in a completely redesigned and improved packaging that makes it earth-friendly and 100% plastic-free. How do they do it? Why would you ask me that? Do you think I know? The packaging is just really good, okay? Look at that. After applying the deodorant, the texture feels great because it's not sticky and it dries fast. Native uses cruelty-free ingredients as well as being aluminum-free and paraben-free. Alongside that, they offer 72-hour odor protection, making it great for all-day wear. And one of my favorite things about Native is how good everything they have smells. I ordered charcoal, cucumber and mint, and my personal favorite, aloe and green tea. I like all the scents I got because they're all light and refreshing, but especially the aloe and green tea scent. It also had more of a unique smell that I'm not used to seeing with other products, so I naturally gravitated towards that. Also, something I really wanted to mention was how good the body wash smells. I got the pina colada scent, and it's genuinely one of the best smelling body washes I've ever had. And that scent specifically, you can also get in the deodorants too, so I highly recommend that. Now, while 3 plastic-free deodorants would normally be $39, if you use my link and code ChrisJames at checkout, you'll get them for only $26. That's over 33%. And I just did that in my head, trust me. With my code, you can also get 20% off any body wash or toothpaste. So go get the Pina Colada body wash. It's what I use. I smell good. If you want to make it parasocial, you can smell like me. There. With all that being said, thank you to Native for sponsoring, and now back to the video.
Here, listen. Okay, so I have this thing.
Now, I'm gonna bet you have no idea what she's about to do. Like, no chance you're guessing her bit correctly.
Don't worry, my back actually, it goes really low. So my butt is really low on my ass.
We were allowed to do this.
I didn't know we were allowed to do this. If they had known that literally anyone coming on the show was gonna do that, I guarantee they would tell you you are not allowed to do that. But I'm gonna just go out on a limb and assume that they didn't know she was gonna do that.
My sister would always tell me actually that I had a back with a hole in it, not to be vile. And then I was like, is this normal how low my crack is on my ass? Let me just see if this registers with, you know, a wider audience.
On second thought, I don't know what to think now. Because either one of two things. She's just a very weird not comedian, which arguably could describe most comedians. Or she has the most bizarre comedian backstory I've ever heard. Because if I had a low crack, I don't know the medical term, my first thought wouldn't be, I've got to tell everyone.
It's horrible because my dad, he actually got really mad at me last week and he called me a pussy. And I'm like, Dad, that's messed up. We don't call people pussies anymore. We call them millennials. Yeah, Jubilee, boom, there you go.
Yep, comedian. If it wasn't already obvious, he's a comedian, definitely. And now that we've seen his material firsthand, I was so on the money with him being more of a study up on comedy without doing comedy.
Boom, there you go.
I'm glad nobody laughed, because how do you get beaten by Isabella's long back?
Weed. I didn't smoke weed until I came to California because I was in the military. And like guys that smoke weed, when they find out that you haven't, they talk to you about weed the same way they talk to women about sex. You want to do it with somebody like me. All right, this stuff in my pants can change your whole life. Don't put the whole thing in it first. Just put the tip in. Don't interrupt my joke. Just put the tip.
Eric must have taken 20 milligrams of Adderall before shooting because he cannot give anyone more than 7 seconds to talk. It's like that movie Crank with Jason Statham where he dies if his heart rate drops below a certain amount. That's like Eric if he doesn't get a joke out every 10 seconds.
I do sketch and improv, but I've been playing a baguette like a saxophone.
And yeah, that sounds right. Isabella is eating that up.
And if you really sell that, you could do that for like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Jesus Christ. Say what you want about Tyler, but I would love to see this joke in action. Especially for 5 minutes, because that sounds like the sweet spot for a playing baguette like saxophone joke. Really though, if there were any stand-up bit to prompt an audience to start throwing tomatoes at the stage, it'd have to be this.
If you can get your whole mouth on the baguette and just start blowing on it, it works.
Might be fucking with us. He has to, right? Like that joke would leave even a stadium full of people at a Jeff Dunham special silent.
I was watching Pinocchio the other day, and I was, hey, this is just a movie about a puppet that gets more and more Jewish.
I do have to give it to Jubilee, and that does not feel good to say, but this really is a conundrum. Because like I said before, just because someone isn't funny doesn't mean they're not a comedian.
Last month I threw my back out trying to twerk. I went to the chiropractor. He said, hey miss, how does that happen? I said, well, you know, I was popping that pussy for a real n***. He said, oh, your insurance only covers fake n***s.
I don't get it.
Michael, if we laugh, will you stop? Because I feel like if we don't laugh, you're gonna keep going. But if we do laugh, you're gonna do it even more. So I don't even know what to do.
Can everyone go around and say their LPM?
What does that mean?
What is that? Is that like when I'm running and I take my heart rate?
Laughs per minute.
Laughs per minute.
Laughs per minute?
All right, cool. See you guys soon.
I don't get laughs.
Nobody talks about laughs per minute.
Eric is proving me right more and more every time he talks. I just Can't believe it. Laughs per minute. You sound like such a goober. I actually have no room to talk. Before every Chris James video is uploaded, it's shown to a handful of focus groups. My team and I then watch behind a double-sided mirror as we calculate the LPM. Then from there, my team of writers scramble together to get some rewrites done. We do this process about 7-8 times, and then boom, I upload. So I guess he's on the money with the LPM thing.
It's not as much a thing anymore, but I feel if you're inside comedy, you've heard it before, you know what's up. If I say it and it looks like you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably haven't been in this game too long.
Sure, man, whatever you say. All I know is, so far, your LPM this video is not looking too good.
Boom, there you go.
I voted for him because he, nice guy. He was bugging the shit out of me.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Holy shit. I think this is the only time this entire episode that Eric has voted once, because it's so painfully obvious he's a comedian.
Maybe that's his form of stand-up comedy, but that's not really what comes to mind when you hear stand-up comic.
Guys, I have to say, I am learning a lot about comedy from this video. Whether it be Tyler playing a baguette like it's a saxophone, or Michael spelling Tyler's name with an I because that's not how you spell that. Look at him, he's even doing a silly face. Come on now.
That's all right.
Oh, what the fuck? Come on. If he had his baguette with him, they'd know. They'd know.
For yourself some baguette.
I'm gonna look for that baguette.
Have some bread.
I know Eric giving him that baguette comment had to have pissed him off, knowing he already fucking hates the guy.
I shouldn't have said the baguette thing.
I don't know why I did the baguette joke. I'm so fucking stupid. All my friends tell me, Tyler, don't do the baguette joke. The baguette joke's stupid. And I fucking did it anyways. And I'm on Jubilee. Ugh.
Nobody really sees that coming.
Well, you're not wrong. Nobody thought you were going to do that, that's for sure.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand. Every time that you vote someone out who is not the mole, the prize money will be reduced.
Okay. Thank you for telling us that after we
After
voted,
we voted.
Derek.
I bet they're actually pissed. Like, there was a set amount on the Craigslist ad that brought them there, and then Derek had to go pull a fast one on him.
Thank you for telling us that after we
After we
voted,
voted.
Derek. You asked a good question at the end about money. You said you headline for now. How much you charge for?
It varies. College and corporate should be at least $1,500.
James Face says it all. He hates Eric as much, if not more than Tyler did, probably because he interrupted his punchline earlier.
I'm just trying to win,
every
baby.
single
I'm just
simple
trying to
But
question.
that makes me
So-
think you guys are real comedians. You're so desperate for the approval of the group that you're
I'm
sort of laying
desperate
out your
for money.
cards like that.
Isabella just emptied a clip out on these two guys, and she is not wrong.
Your bit was rehearsed. Your bit was showing your butt, so I'm a little skeptical of you.
Or maybe you've just never seen anything like it before.
Michael, you dense fool, how can you not see the comedic genius in her not having an ass crack? That's the bit, that's the joke. Your idea of comedy is spelling Tyler with an I. You are not the pinnacle of comedy.
So she did like an act out, and then she did a bit after it.
Oh yeah, that is true. I forgot about
So
that.
she did do like an actual
Those
like
were
setup
jokes.
punch, and then she like threw
And she had
tags.
a tag.
Of course. Thank you, Eric, for explaining that. If you'd like, we can give you a moment to read your 12-page paper on how to tell a knock-knock joke.
I low-key
Yeah.
think it's you.
Me?
Because
Yeah,
we said
you wore a funny
professional
shirt.
comedian, and are you?
What
Or do you just play one on
define
Netflix?
professional
You would have
comedian?
had to define it for yourself. You
I've
applied
gotten-
to be on this show.
I've gotten paid. I do it every night. I hit about three mics a night.
I'm just thinking about how absolutely torched I would get if I went on this show claiming to be a comedian and they found out that I just make YouTube videos. I would get ran out of the studio by an angry mob. Like, they'd kick me in the ass too. They'd throw me out like Jazz from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I try to hit like 2 open mics at least every night. You gotta hustle to make it, you know?
Sounds like a comedy nerd if you ask me.
I'm just saying, hey,
Which one do you guys want to do? If you want to start a
Isabella?
team?
I think so, because I feel like
Wait,
we're
y'all not about to form an
comedians.
alliance against us when I'm a legitimate
Hey!
comic, yo.
You know, if Jubilee had the balls to put these people in an actual cubed cage, not a metaphorical cube, this would be so much better. And I mean a sealed cube, so once the oxygen levels start to drop and the carbon monoxide levels rise, they're just gonna get angrier and angrier at each other. But I think if Jubilee could have had their way, they would have done that already, but there's probably some laws and regulations in place that have kept them from doing so.
I thought she was giving off this vibe where it was like, I'm trying to act like a comedian.
It's just too easy at this point. He's making it way too easy. I think Eric's hypocrisy is becoming so over the top that it's starting to circle around and kind of be funny with how unaware he is. Maybe I am being played a fool. I mean, I kind of already am. I'm watching Jubilee right now.
Yeah, so that alliance was formed and I stuck my fist in it. I don't know if I was invited, but I joined.
You know, maybe Michael's just not good at spelling names, and none of that was a joke earlier.
I take my leave.
Bye.
And Michael got a good long look at Isabella's ass. I know he is perplexed by her situation, I guess.
I can't believe you guys would even suspect me, and I cannot believe you guys.
You got too much confidence.
Me?
I love how even James is like, dude, what are you talking about? This is you. That has been you the entire time.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you want to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
I don't know anything about the mole being in the box still. I just don't want to play anymore.
If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box. The lights turn green, that means you voted the mole out and you win.
We did it!
The mole, please step out and reveal themselves.
Looking back now, it makes way more sense that she's the mole because after seeing so much of everyone else, she really is the most normal person here. Oh boy, we can't click away now. I'd say them doing that to get us to stick around longer isn't gonna work, but I kinda do want to see the bread thing. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. I just didn't think it'd be that quiet. You know what? Never mind. That's actually much louder than I thought because there are at least a couple laughs in the audience. For some reason. So now with all that comedy out of the way, it's time for you guys to play one last sick joke on me. And like, comment, and share this video if you enjoyed it. Also subscribe if you haven't. Just really give it to me. Really show me. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you to Native for sponsoring. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.